my channel, Aqualuna73. This is going to be the eclipse reading that I posted about in the shorts. So I'm going to cover all signs, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the 12 houses, okay? If you have your birth chart calculated and you understand astrology, you will know that we all have 12 houses in our sign. You may be born under the sign of Aquarius or Sagittarius or Leo or Virgo or whatever sign, but you also have other placements in other signs that represent different aspects of your life. It's your home life, your love life, your relationships, how you interact with people, etc., etc. So I'm going to cover the 12 houses, okay, starting from 1 to 12. And then I'm going to draw an oracle card, and I'm going to tell you what I pick up for these specific energies and what you're going to experience during this time. So I'm first going to draw an oracle card. Just want to firstly I want to apologize if there's going to be any background noise. I apologize in advance about that, okay? So I just want to tap into the energies quickly. I just want to meditate a little. Just hold on a second. Okay, universe. What lessons and messages? Oh my gosh. I haven't even started to shuffle yet, and these two cards just flipped out. Okay, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to take these two cards. The first card is Songbirds, X Breaker, Sound Healing, Final Goodbye and Release. X Breaker, Sound Healing, Final Goodbye and Release. This is so apt that you would get this. Okay, and then Banyan Blessing. I got this card the other day for the Sagittarius reading. Security, the Hermit, Expansion and Stability. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. Okay, so we're going to start with the first house, which is Aries, and this is your personality and your external, how others see you, in other words. Okay, and I'm going to draw one card for each house. This is for all signs. This is a all signs reading for all. Okay, this is a collective reading, and this is for my collective and how the energies are going to affect you. Okay, so this is not sign specific, it's just a general reading, collective reading. Okay, so what I picked up for you, it's Halloween season. We're also in Libra season, and as I indicated, it's also an eclipse season. Okay, and usually eclipses is accompanied, seeing that we're going to approach after Libra season, it's going to be Scorpio season, and these eclipses is specifically in the signs of Libra and Aries. Okay, so there is almost like I don't want to say a hell of a load of new beginnings that's going to start at this stage for people. Okay, it's going to affect everyone on a different level, seeing that we're going to approach Scorpio season soon. It's almost like Libra season is helping you validate or almost like affirm, okay, this change. Libra season is here to affirm this change. It's like Libra season is here to bring stability to this change, this transition, because I feel everybody's going to go into a transitioning period, and there is a huge amount of changes that's going to occur for different people. I'm going to make an example. I know it was graduation season, tertiary, like university graduation season a few months ago, I think a month ago. Okay, it started a month ago. Every university, the graduation is at different times, but I know for a fact graduation season started. Okay, there's a lot of people I know that graduated during this time, and obviously with the graduation season being now, it's going to transition into the Scorpio season, and Scorpio is associated with change and transformation. Okay, so there's a huge amount of change because it's represented in the major arcana with the death card. Okay, the other thing also in Libra season, it's also Halloween season. Okay, so these changes, or it's almost like there's a lot of anxiousness. There might be a lot of anxiousness associated with these specific changes. And I also found out during this time period, the eclipse has already started, but it's almost like apart from the anxiousness, there's a lot of urgency also. So there might be, you know what's coming to mind, like a headless chicken, running around like a headless chicken, feeling unorganized, but not necessarily being unorganized, okay? But I think it's just, you know what's coming to mind. Say, for instance, when you start cooking a pot of food. Say, for instance, you make a pot of stew. Or, okay, no, wait, my firm favorite is curry. Okay, I'm going to use that. Okay, say, for instance, you make up a decent pot of curry. You have to have the right ingredients, and you have to have certain types of ratios in the pot in order for to there has to be you know that specific taste that you have in your pot of food. Okay, and when you taste it, you know, okay, there's something missing, and then you add. It's almost like ratios being, this is why Libra season is here, to meet out ratios, to measure out ratios. Okay, it's almost like measuring the right types of people, energies, situations, in order for you to propel forward in the Scorpio season, where the change is going to occur. Okay, the other thing I also want to talk about is Pluto. Because of Pluto, there's also a lot of fear attached with, like I said, it's Halloween season. And Halloween season is basically, like, see it as a putting on a funny face on a scary thing. Okay, because this is what Halloween represents. It's almost to me like somebody making fun of some type of quirk that they have, because they know exactly what their shortcomings are, what their things are, and they start making fun of themselves because they know exactly what, okay, what, yeah, like what the shortcomings are, where the faults and the negative traits for that matter lie, and they make fun of it. In other words, they mock themselves basically. Okay, so it's like the universe wants to tell you, be lighthearted with your fears and face it head on. Put a funny face on it basically. The other thing I also want to mention is the whole Pluto is associated, the planet of Pluto is associated with Scorpio. It's also associated with a lot of intensity and change, but it's also doing a happy dance. Okay, Pluto is doing a happy dance because it's going to station direct, and it's stationing direct. So it's almost like most of us are going to feel a burden being lifted from us, an internal battle that we fought, and we're going to feel, it's almost like an inner resistance that we had, and we're going to let go of this inner resistance. Okay, so I'm going to go into the reading as we go. I'm going to start, okay? So it's going to be a new chapter for most of us. New changes for those that placed the necessary things in, yeah, put the necessary things in place. In other words, to, I'm just adjusting my tablecloth here. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Your first card is the Seven of Wands. I said I was going to do it according to the 12 houses. The first house is Aries, which is your personality and how others see you. Because Aries is a fire sign. Aries is associated with a lot of fire, a lot of movement. I would say charisma. Okay. Just looking to see if the cards are okay. Yeah, you can see it. It's fine like this. Most of the cards, those that you can't see, I will lift it up for you. Okay, I think this is 12 cards, 2, 4. Okay, it's 12 cards. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is it's a very appropriate card to get, seeing that when Libra season you, it's like you establishing something, like a boundary. Okay, you putting firm boundaries in place for what you allow and what you don't allow, basically. Okay, so for the first house, which is Aries, this is the card that you got. Your personality and your external, how others see you, basically. You got the Seven of Wands. So people see you as defensive with the Seven of Wands. They see you as defensive. You have very high boundaries. You may be very highly competitive also. Okay, and I think people, the word that's coming to mind is fear. Whoever I'm picking up, I don't know who I'm picking up, but with the Seven of Wands, this is what people, you see those trees and there's a village at the bottom. This is you are this, and this is the people here. They feel, it's like, this is how people see you. You tower above them, basically, okay? This is how people see you. So you're in a very strong position. I don't know if it doesn't come across that it's abrasive behavior. Maybe it's just people see you in a respective or sorry, a respectful light. Okay. Second card is regeneration. Okay, and this is under Taurus. Taurus represents what you value, possessions, and material security. Sorry. Okay, this is what you got. I think some of you might have this regeneration. I think a lot of my collective have stepped out of penny pinching situation. Okay, and this is not, it's not selective to some people. I think this is selective to a lot, not only to my specific community that watches my readings, but even in the world with what's going on with the COVID, how it affected the markets, how it affected businesses, schools. Okay, so everybody got affected. So this regeneration in possessions and value, it's like people are replenishing this, basically. We in a season where we're replenishing what we lost, basically, with this regeneration card. The next is under Gemini. This is the third house, which is Gemini, And Gemini covers communication with other people, and this is the Devil card. This is not a good thing, okay? I think you're very abrasive possibly in your approach or how you express yourself. I think it's very important that we tone down on this aspect, seeing that we also in this retrograde, I mean, okay, there was a retrograde in Pluto, okay? But it's all, I think it's something to do with your communication, yeah, and yeah, also with the Aries and how people see you or how you express yourself. It's almost like you don't create unnecessary enemies for yourself. The other thing that I also want to mention is this is exactly what's popping up into my, you don't have to be religious, okay? I'm going to give you two examples here to explain this Devil card in Gemini and how people see you. There is this verse, Luke 22 in the New Testament, where it says rebellion is not necessarily, I can't remember what this verse is. Okay, but it's something about rebellion and how it's not necessarily the best way to go. Okay, something to that effect. But there's this quote of Bruce Lee where he says, be like water, my friend. In other words, be malleable in your communication here. Don't be this harsh energy with the devil where you don't respect other people's perspective and opinion, basically. Okay, next is Cancer, which is the fourth house, and this is home and family life. And this is the card that you got, and it's the Queen of Wands, which is amazing. You're very protective of your family life, the people that value you, the people that care about you. It's like these firm boundaries around this. And this is also, you understand, this is where your loyalties basically should lie, is with the people, not necessarily family. Is not necessarily blood related. Family can be best friends. You can, it's almost like you can be with an individual or be family with someone. You are family, you have a family member, you know this person for 30, 40 odd years. And then there's this new individual that comes, and this new individual, you actually know this person for 2 weeks. When this person has a better outlook for your life, wants to see you succeed, wants you to be successful, and this person has no selfish bone in the body, but the other person does, okay, and this person has been in your life for many years. So you cannot um basically judge a book by its cover, okay? Yeah, with the Queen of Wands as well. I also feel you need to be discerning regarding this, because you might also push away people that could be very nurturing to you with the Queen of Wands, okay? I feel with the Queen of Wands, there's also going to be a lot of movement into new directions and transformation occurring, because it's a Wands card, okay? So if you might have feel stagnant in a situation, there's definitely going to be movement. Okay, so the next card is a Nine of Cups, and this is under Leo, love life and creativity, which is the fifth house. Fifth house is Leo, love life and creativity, and you got the Nine of Cups. I think, yeah, there is a lot of abundance in this cup. Most of you, I think this is the energy that most of us feel. Okay, but you also have to be vigilant with this energy, because it's in Leo. It's in a fire sign, this Nine of Cups. which is an indication to me that if you put emotions and fire together, there's a lot of intensity and passion, but there can also be a lot of anxiousness, a lot of anxiety, a lot of flared up tempers, over emotional things attached to this. So just be vigilant as this. Read people's body language. I feel this is very important with the eclipses because people might be also very sensitive here. With this Nine of Cups, seeing that it's love life and creativity. With this Nine of Cups, I think people are a lot into the emotions. Emotions are fluctuating a lot. There might be a lot of confusion also in this eclipse period. So I suggest people just take it in their stride. Don't act immediately on things like tempers and stuff like that, okay? Be gentle in your approach, basically. Okay, next is Queen of Cups, and this is under Virgo, which is the sixth house, representing your day-to-day things, work, and your chores, okay? I think with this card, it's basically, we all have this tendency, we get bored. We get bored with our daily grind, okay? You get up in the morning, everybody has to go through this. Okay, I think we fail to realize that everybody has to do dishes, everybody has to do laundry, everybody has to go do shopping and buy food. Okay, these things are not, we are not free of these things unless you're a very super, super, super rich person. Okay, and you have people doing this for you. So this is basically telling you to find value in your day-to-day things. Although your life might not be full of excitement, you might you might have a boring life, but find joy in this. Okay, find joy in your day-to-day things. Okay, it all depends on your perspective. I'm going to try and take myself as an example. I can find joy in the simplest things. I can go sit outside in the garden. It's spring now, and there's a lot of flowers and also a lot of bees. And I've been taking pictures of the bees on the flowers like for a few days now. So this is something that actually gives me pleasure, just watching bees. And I know for some people this might sound like stupid and silly, but I can sit out in nature and watch bees and watch birds all day long, and I would be content. Okay, just sitting in nature and listening to the birds and the sounds of nature is very calming. Okay. Okay, so next card is Libra. Libra, you got the star, and Libra is a seventh house, which covers relationships. So Libra, you got the star card. The star card usually speaks of renewal, hope, miracles, clarity, having faith. Okay. You could, there could be some relationships where you feel disconnected to people. Okay. Because there might have been certain aspects that were, or might be, or you, okay, you might, some of you might have stepped out of situations where you had conflict with individuals here, because the star represents miracles and stuff, and it's almost like I'm picking up an individual or people that might feel a certain depression or affliction, okay, for something that they might have overreacted in, or maybe there was someone in a excuse me, in a dynamic where there was maybe ego battles going on. So avoid these things, okay, especially now also in the season, because if you want to transition into a good transformational period approaching a Scorpio, I suggest you balance this thing out here in your relationships here with the Star card, because the Star card represents renewal and hope, and hope is something that we all need, okay? So please look at that as well. Seeing that these eclipses are going to take place in Libra and Aries, maybe some relationships will feel like a roller coaster ride, okay? But it's also a good time to focus on the deep inner bonds that you have with individuals that you might already have in your life, and build on those bonds, those solid bonds that you have with people. Because seeing that these eclipses is in Aries, Aries is associated with a lot of passion, with a lot of fire, with a lot of vigor, and a very vigorous personality or person. It's almost like a flighty person, okay? And this person just charges in, they leave the mark, and then they leave. Okay, so it's almost like the universe wants to tell you, if you want to build depth in your relationships, you need to take time to invest in it, okay? Because being flighty in relationships are not going to work, okay? And there is a serious spotlight on relationships, seeing that the eclipse is in Aries and Libra. There might also be new people that you're going to meet in this time, new opportunities, new faces. So if you want to create deep bonds with people, I suggest you hone in on your intuition so that you build the right type of dynamics and people, relationships with people, if you want it to be lasting bonded relationships, okay? Take time to invest in people. Listen. Don't listen to respond. Listen to get to know a person and to create that deep rapport with individuals, basically. Okay, next is the Three of Wands, which is in Scorpio. Major changes, okay? Scorpio has to do with major changes because it's represented by the Death card also. You got the Three of Wands in Scorpio, is the number 8. It's the eighth house. Eighth house. Then you got the Three of Wands. Okay. I think it's important here with the Three of Wands that you learn to work with people. Okay. Because these changes that's going to happen, like I said, it's going to bring forth new dynamics, new opportunities, new people, and you have to learn to navigate, okay, people's behaviors, the body language. Use your intuition to read people's eyes, their body language. Like I always say to people, a person might say something, but what does their hands say? What does their body language say? What does their eyes say in the expressions on their face, okay? So hone in on your intuition when you interact with individuals. Okay, next is the Queen of Pentacles, which is number 9, and it's the ninth house, which is Sagittarius, is the ninth house, and this covers higher learning and your beliefs, okay? And it makes me think of the Hierophant card as well, okay? Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, Sagittarius, higher learning, Queen of Pentacles. I think, yeah, seeing that it's in Sagittarius, it's speaking of commitment. This is the first thing that's popping up into my mind, because I think some of you might struggle to commit to certain things and not see it through. Okay, it's very important that you do this, because it speaks of higher learning and beliefs. I think some of you might have an issue with this, because this is a Queen of Pentacles, and Pentacles speak of committing yourself, okay, to being a resourceful person. It speaks of fertility, but it's also very domesticated card. It's almost like this. It's almost like you also, some of you also have to create financial independence for some of you through higher learning, maybe, or maybe create knowledge around something on how to create a type of financial independence, or create more income or money through a higher learning or something to that effect. Okay, because on the other hand, with the beliefs, it's also, I strongly get the feeling that there's something to do with wisdom here. Someone needing to attain wisdom in some or other aspect. Be open-minded and learn something, okay? I don't know exactly what it is that you need to learn, but it has something to do with money, okay? And a perspective on how you make it. This is for some of you. Okay, the next is number 10, and it's the 10th house, which is Capricorn. And you got the Knight of Knight of Capricorn, Knight of Pentacles. Capricorn represents reputation and your status. Okay, our reputation and our status is something that most of us worry about. We always worry about how people see us, how people perceive us. But at this stage in our life, there should come a time when we need to stop worrying about this and start doing things that make us happy. Because there's something that I've noticed is we, most of the time, in the first few years of our life, we tend to love to please others. We tend to love to make sure that others are happy instead of us. And we put our own needs, our own dreams, our own desires aside, even our own beliefs or how we perceive things, because I would know, okay, how it feels to be ostracized just because I have a different perspective on how I see things. And so, yeah, with this card, it's like the universe wants to tell you, be willing to walk away. Be willing to walk away from situations and people, even if it's going to be painful, okay? Be willing to walk away. Okay, next is the Emperor, and this is in the 11th house, which is Aquarius, speaking of social life and friendships. And you got the Emperor. Wow. The Emperor is, this is how, I think for most of you, this is how people see you, or if you decide to do these changes in this eclipse season and follow the prompts that the universe guides you to do, this is how people will see you. Respectful leader, a leader. And it also tells you that if you want to step in this position, you need to be strategic, be discerning in what you do and how you talk to people and how you approach things. Because the Emperor is a very respectful person, a very strategic, like a father-like figure. It could also indicate that you need to be wary of immaturity, okay, power plays with people, okay, and maybe poor planning, okay, and also to watch out for ego trips, okay, that ego trips don't occur so that it becomes an issue in relationships. The last card is the 12th house, which is Pisces, and you Pisces covers your mystical life. Also, the High Priestess card is associated with Pisces, which is your spiritual lives, your dreams and your fears. And you got the Magician card. This is basically the universe telling you take control. The Magician is like an alchemist. You need to take control. The only way how you can, and the only way to make the necessary changes in your life is to take control of your life. You can, and this is not disrespect, okay? It's just common sense. You can pray, you can do affirmations, but if you don't do the work, you're not going to see any changes in your life. You have to do the physical. Say, for instance, you decide to lose weight. You're not going to lose weight if you're not going to adjust your diet, to exercise, etc. Okay? You have to do the physical effort to make these changes. So this is it. This is your reading, your eclipse reading. I hope it was helpful. And helpful to help you navigate your relationships in this period, because there's definitely going to be a lot of huge changes coming for everyone. Okay? Please take care. I love you guys. Bye.